Most people think that their goals fail because they're too big. But the truth is, your goals don't fail because of ambition. They fail because they're attached to the wrong identity. So if you want to reach your goals in 2026, you're going to have to reinvent yourself and change your identity. If you want 2026 to be different, you have to be different. Not by adding more goals, but by becoming the version of yourself who actually achieves them. How do you reinvent yourself? Well, in this video, we're going to do 3 simple exercises. We're going to review your current identity, then look at the simple identity formula, and finally, just go through a thought experiment. And altogether, it should give you a good sense of direction on who you want to become and how you're gonna go about it. But I have to say, changing your identity is not a simple task. It's something that should take a lot of time, introspection, and you need to be sure about who you wanna create. The whole month of December is dedicated for that, and that's why I'm doing a series, a 15-part series that's going to support this challenge. If you're interested in the challenge, it's the first link in my description. This is now part 4. If you want to watch the first 3 parts, it's my 3 previous videos, and that will give you a good foundation on how to close 2025, because you need to review your year before you step into the new one. But if you're already very confident about the version of yourself that you want to let go and you're ready to create the new you, you can keep watching. But if you didn't do that yet, I would suggest you watch the other videos. I'm not kicking you out. I just want to make sure that you're properly prepared to do this step. So the first thing you want to think about is your current identity. And your identity basically is who you believe you are and how you behave because of it. How do you view yourself? What is that self-image? And the way that you want to identify your current identity is by noticing how you talk about yourself. Like, what are these statements that says who you are? So if I ask you right now, who are you? What would you say? A lot of times it's what you do, it's your age, it's things on the outside. But if I talk to you about who you are as a person, you might tell me like, I'm inconsistent. I hear that all the time. Or I'm shy, or I always mess up. I mean, you probably wouldn't say that straight up, but to yourself, you can be very honest about how you talk to yourself. And those beliefs are very important to notice because they're the beliefs that are holding you back. Because the way that you think about yourself is how you act in response to it. Your brain doesn't want to have a belief system and an action that is mismatched. So whatever you think will have to match your actions. In other words, your identity creates your habits, but then your habits create your life. So if you want to change your life, it's not by starting with your goals, it's by starting with your identity. Another way to view your identity is to think about the way you see your role in the world. So are you a leader, a caretaker, a sister, a strong person, a role model, someone that struggles? How do you view yourself compared to other people? That's also important to notice because, again, those beliefs will shape your behaviors. So the exercise you want to do here is to take a piece of paper and write down what are the old beliefs that you have about yourself. I'm inconsistent. I avoid hard things. I'm overwhelmed. I lose discipline when things get hard or when life gets busy. I care about what everybody thinks. And I know that all of these things sound very negative right now. You can also write your positive ones. I would highly suggest you write that because you are a great person already. But we're talking about what you want to change here. So I'm just emphasizing the parts of you that you want to let go. So after you write down a list of the ways that you negatively talk to yourself, and you can also, again, add the positive ones, but with all the negative ones, I want you to then draw an arrow and write next to it who you want to become instead of that. So let's say you wrote, I'm inconsistent. You write, I'm someone who follows through. Let's say you wrote something like, I avoid hard things. You want to write next to it, I move towards discomfort because it grows me. If you wrote, I'm overwhelmed, just say, I'm someone who creates clarity. So whatever you say, just try to find the opposite one. And if you need help with that, literally just go on ChatGPT and just say, what would be the opposite behavior or thought to this belief? And see what it says and see if it aligns with you, okay? You don't have to like strain yourself and feel scared to write something down because you're unsure. You can't really go wrong if it's something that will move you towards your goals. Now, the second exercise is this simple identity formula. And really, to keep it simple, your identity is made of three things: your values, your traits, and your standards. Your values are basically what matters the most to you. It's what you want your life to actually stand for. Your traits are basically the highest qualities that you have about yourself. So if you think about your highest self, what would be their character traits? How would you describe them? Confidence, discipline, calm, whatever. I'll give you examples in a bit. And then your standards are basically, what do you tolerate and what do you not tolerate? Once these three things shift, your life starts to shift. It's almost magical. And I know that this might feel very overwhelming right now if you haven't put any thought into it, but that's why you need to take the time. And I created the challenge for the reason because we're taking the whole week 2 of December to really dig deep about those things and to make sure that those answers that you write down feel aligned. And you know what? I'm just going to list out the daily prompts here that we're going to do all week. But if you want to have access to the worksheet and the 31-day prompts and the workbook, it's all in the community. It's the first link in my description and it's free, okay? So do yourself a favor and use it because it can change everything. Now let's go a little bit deeper into the 3 pieces of the simple formula because I want to help you brainstorm a little bit. So let's talk about your values. So when you think about your values, you want to think about what do you want your core of your life to stand for in 2026? It could be growth, health, discipline, integrity, freedom, faith, peace, consistency. Those values really help shape your behavior. So for example, one of my biggest main values is growth. So every time there's a setback in my life, every time there's an opportunity to grow, every time I'm in a situation that's uncomfortable, I tell myself that I value growth. It's very ingrained in me. It's subconscious, but I see myself react that way and never let setbacks pull me down because I value growth. So all the obstacles that come in my life are welcome because I know that I can get a lesson from it that I will never lose because I value growth. Those values really are guiding compasses for you. And I think that it's best to pick 3, sometimes 4 max, maybe 5, but try to narrow it down to 3. And it's not like the other ones are not important, but the 3 that you will pick will be basically your guides for the year. And just tell yourself it can always change the more you experience life and you gain new perspectives, okay? So you can breathe a little bit. It's not like set in stone. So now the second part of it, like I said, was the traits. So you need to ask yourself, what are the traits that the highest version of you would actually embody every single day? So think about characteristics that if you became that person, it would completely change your year if you actually embodied that version of you. So for me in 2024, I decided at the end of the year that my 2025 was going to be, I am calm, passionate, and at ease. And that really resonated with me. I like the word calm because I can sense that a part of me, the old me, is very anxious. It's someone that can't really feel confident in who I am and how I speak. And I wanted to be a little bit more calm. And I know that I've made a lot of progress in that because if you look at my videos now and how I speak, it's way calmer than who I used to be. But I still wanted to stay passionate because I think that that's almost a gift that I have. It's something that people like about me, and it's something that I like about myself. I know I can get very passionate, and I think that if I put passion into purpose, I can really go places with that. So I did not want to lose my passion despite being more calm and less anxious. But the at ease part was good because I want to be comfortable in my discomfort. Because I'm always seeking growth, it's very uncomfortable all the time. But I want to embody that I'm at ease with this discomfort. And the reason why I came to this conclusion is because in college, I went to school at West Virginia University. There was this quote that was always said, be comfortable being uncomfortable. So it really was ingrained in me because every day it was so uncomfortable. It was so hard. It was way harder for me to be a college athlete than a pro athlete for different ways, physically harder. I say, oh my God, I don't know if I should take it back because there's a lot of hard things as being a pro athlete now, but I wasn't as well equipped in college, so it felt harder. Oh, that's what it is. Wow, I just got a realization right now thinking about it. So college felt really, really hard, but that mantra really, really helped me. And I understand that I grew so much because I got comfortable being uncomfortable. So I want you to have these 3 traits that you have for yourself. And you say, I am ... I am patient, organized, and focused. I am calm, disciplined, and intentional. Whatever it is for yourself, pick it and just see where it can take you. Because I kid you not, I have repeated that saying over and over again all throughout the year because it keeps me so grounded and it tells me exactly how I want to show up. And then the third part of this equation is the standards. You need to ask yourself, what behaviors will the 2026 version of you never tolerate in yourself again? For example, it could be breaking promises to yourself, being late, having a sloppy environment, going back to the people who drain you, avoiding conversations, letting fear decide your actions. What are these things that you're not going to tolerate anymore? These will become your non-negotiable. And the standards that you will set for yourself will determine your identity because it will set these boundaries, and your identity becomes reinforced by what you do, not what you want. So if you do things that sets boundaries, you will recreate a new identity for yourself. You will give yourself proof that you respect yourself, that you respect that new version of yourself. Your identity then determines your life outcome because how you will show up will change your reality. And that gets me really excited about the next video I'm going to post, like the part 5 of this series. It's going to be a little bit different. So yeah, stay tuned because this is really going to help you with setting standards for yourself. As promised, there is a third exercise in this video, and this one is a thought experiment. And I'm sorry, this one is going to hit deep, but it's fast and it's efficient and it's a good reality check. So I want you to sit back and think about this. If someone followed you right now for 24 hours and had to guess who you are only based on your actions, who would they say you are? And how would they think your future would look like? When they look at you, they wouldn't know who you want to be or who you believe that you are or what you're capable of. They don't see any of that. All they see are your actions. Now, what would that say about you? So I know that that can hit really hard if you're not proud of the way that you've been acting in 2025. But now you can reverse engineer this experiment and start thinking about the new you that you just created earlier. And if that same person saw you a year from now and you're acting as the new version of yourself, what would they say about you then? What would they expect your future to look like then? And that gets very interesting because it becomes very obvious that the person that you are shapes your future. Now, I hope you found these 3 exercises useful, but again, everything will make more impact if you do the challenge, okay? Do it. I want to see you there because if you made it through this whole video, it's because you like this type of thing. So why not surround yourself with people that do the same thing? And it's so cool because we're not doing it alone. We're doing it together. So it helps us stay accountable. Now, let me leave you with this one last gem. Upgrading your identity means acting like the version of you who has the results that you want before the results show up. You can't start acting differently after the results are there because they're never going to get there. You are the one that's going to get the results. It's not luck. It's not someone else doing it for you. It's not the government that's going to come save you. I'm not going to come save you either. You're the one that's responsible for your life. And you take initiative by being truthful about who you've been and then taking ownership about where you want to go next. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you in part 5 of this video that's coming out in 2 days. I post every 2 days this December. And yeah, I hope I see you there. Thank you so much for listening. I love you so much. And I hope I see you in my next video or in the community. Mwah.